Ava and Leo, young and ambitious, were the agency's top recruits. They were best friends, partners, and now undercover operatives. Their mission: infiltrate the notorious Rossi family, a powerful Italian mafia clan operating on the fringes of Las Vegas. Their code names: Isabella and Nico. Their cover: a young couple, madly in love, seeking their fortune in the glittering city of sin. Ava, with her cascading auburn hair and piercing green eyes, effortlessly embodied the role of a charming socialite. Leo, with his rugged good looks and easy charm, played the part of a high roller, always ready with a winning smile and a witty remark. Together, they were an alluring and convincing duo. Their objective was to gather intel on the Rossi family's illegal operations, their network of corrupt officials, and their plans to expand their criminal empire. Their training had been rigorous, pushing them to their physical and mental limits. They were masters of disguise, fluent in multiple languages, and adept at hand-to-hand combat. But nothing could truly prepare them for the constant pressure, the moral ambiguities, and the ever-present danger of living a lie. A year passed. Ava and Leo played their roles flawlessly. They gained the trust of the Rossi family, rising through the ranks of their criminal enterprise. Ava, using her charm and wit, became a close confidant of Sofia Rossi, the Don's wife. Leo, meanwhile, proved his loyalty by successfully carrying out a series of risky assignments for Marco Rossi, the Don's eldest son and heir apparent. They gathered valuable information about the family's illegal activities, their involvement in drug trafficking, money laundering, and extortion. They learned about their connections to corrupt politicians, judges, and police officers. They meticulously relayed this information back to their handler, their messages carefully disguised in seemingly innocuous communications. They knew that their work was making a difference, helping to dismantle a powerful criminal network. One rainy Thursday night, everything changed. Leo, returning from a meeting with one of the Rossi family's associates, vanished. He never made it to their safe house, a nondescript apartment a few blocks from the Rossi mansion. Ava, her heart pounding in her chest, tried to reach him on their secure line, but there was no answer. She knew, with a sickening certainty, that something was terribly wrong. The call came a few hours later. The voice on the other end was distorted, but the message was chillingly clear. "We have your boyfriend. Bring the information you've gathered to the abandoned warehouse on the docks, or he dies." Terror gripped Ava's heart. Leo, her best friend, her partner, the person she trusted most in the world, was in the hands of ruthless criminals. She felt a surge of fear, cold and paralyzing, threatening to consume her. But fear was a luxury she couldn't afford. Leo's life was on the line, and she was the only one who could save him. She had to be strong for both of them. Taking a deep breath, she forced herself to think clearly. She couldn't give in to their demands. That would compromise the entire operation, putting countless lives at risk. She had to find another way. She had to find Leo. Her training kicked in. She needed a plan, and she needed it fast. First, she had to disappear, make it seem like she had panicked and fled. Then, she would use every resource, every skill, every ounce of her cunning to track down Leo and rescue him. The warehouse loomed before her, a hulking silhouette against the steel-gray sky. Rain lashed down, mirroring the turmoil in Ava's chest. Her phone, a lifeline to the outside world, felt ice-cold against her ear. "You're doing the right thing, Ava," her handler's voice, a low murmur, barely audible over the storm. "We have a team standing by. They'll move in as soon as we pinpoint Leo's location." Ava's heart pounded a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Her eyes, sharp and alert, scanned the dilapidated building. Rusted metal, broken windows, and an air of decay. It was a place that whispered of secrets, of forgotten violence. She slipped through a gap in the rotting wooden planks, the scent of damp earth and mildew assaulting her senses. The air hung heavy, thick with anticipation and dread. Inside, shadows danced in the dim light filtering through cracks in the walls. The only sound was the relentless drumming of rain on the corrugated iron roof. Cautiously, she made her way deeper into the labyrinthine space, her senses on high alert. She had to find Leo, but she also had to make sure her team had enough time to get into position. She needed a distraction, a way to buy time. Her eyes fell on a pile of old tires in a corner. An idea, reckless but potentially life-saving, formed in her mind. She pulled out her phone, her fingers flying across the screen as she sent a coded message to her handler. "Distract them in 5. I need a diversion." A muffled curse echoed from the far end of the warehouse, followed by the scrape of heavy boots on concrete. They were coming. Ava took a deep breath, steeling herself for the confrontation. She had to play this right, project an image of fear and desperation while buying precious time for her team to move in. 2 men emerged from the shadows, their faces grim, their eyes hard. They were burly, their arms thick with muscle, and they moved with a practiced ease that spoke of years of violence. "Where is it?" one of them growled, his voice thick with a menacing Italian accent. "The information. Give it to us and maybe, just maybe, your boyfriend gets to live." Just as the tension reached a fever pitch, a deafening explosion rocked the warehouse. The diversion. Ava used the momentary chaos to her advantage, launching herself at the nearest man with a ferocity that belied her slender frame. The warehouse became a whirlwind of flashing lights, shouts, and the deafening roar of gunfire. Ava, her senses on high alert, fought her way through the chaos, her only thought to find Leo. She found him bound and gagged, his eyes wide with fear and relief at her arrival. Working quickly, she cut his bonds just as her team stormed the warehouse, overwhelming the remaining thugs. As the smoke cleared and the echoes of gunfire faded, Ava and Leo emerged from the warehouse, shaken but alive. They had faced their fears, stared death in the face, and emerged stronger, their bond forged in the crucible of danger. As the first rays of dawn pierced through the clouds, painting the sky with hues of gold and crimson, Ava knew that their work was far from over. They had exposed the Rossi family's secrets, but the fight for justice was just beginning. They had a long road ahead of them, filled with dangers and uncertainties, but they would face it together, their bond unbreakable, their resolve unshaken. They were more than just partners, more than just friends. They were a force to be reckoned with, two souls bound by loyalty, trust, and an unwavering commitment to justice.